Hi YouTube, this is Care Bear. Just checking in with you guys. I'm sorry it's been a few days since I posted a vlog. It was kind of interesting. I had quite a strong reaction to seeing myself in my last full body video that I posted. Um, Something that I can only speak for myself, but it's kind of interesting because I don't own a full length mirror in my home, and um, I don't have video of me full body. So the only thing that I really can go by is by what I can see by looking at myself personally, and it's kind of interesting. I don't want to say that I'm disillusioned at all in how big I am, in my level of obesity. I know my weight number. I know my BMI. I know how unhealthy I am. I know that I am, morbidly obese. I know what category I fit into. Um, but to see myself and to see how large I am really, really surprised me. I know that seems maybe really kind of weird. I watched Biggest Loser for the first time this last season, and whenever they would show somebody stepping on the scale for the first time and they would show them their first, their starting goal weight, and they all acted so shocked and surprised, and I kept thinking, okay, I know you guys know what you weigh. How can that be a surprise to you? It's not like, you know, we may react surprising, but they knew what they weigh. Anyway, I kind of had a little bit of experiencing that, whereas I knew my weight number, but I didn't necessarily know how that translated to my body size looking at it from far away. And so, and another thing that I think really kind of was a disadvantage to me was that I can, I'm sure that other overweight people experience this level of deceit in a way, but I know how to take the most flattering picture that I can. I know how to position the camera so I get a better angle, or take a picture from above in order to minimize size. I know, I have this special thing that I always try and teach anybody who wants to learn, that I can always take a picture, and if I smile like this, I've got this little double chin thing here, but I can also smile and suck it in for a picture. So, from the side, I have this chin, and then I can, suck it in like watch. So, I mean, so no picture that I am aware of and that I can plan for. No picture has my double chin in it, or as big of a double chin as I could be if I didn't take that measure to reduce it for the sake of the picture. So all my pictures that I keep, because the ones that are horrid I obviously delete right away, but the ones that are um, really good, I feel like those have become my image of myself, and they're really not very honest in a way. I don't know if I'm making any sense, but to me it was kind of surprising to know that I wasn't this, um, you know, this image that I had in my head of myself. And um, I always look at people that are, I watch the TV shows like Big Medicine, or I Lost It. There are different TV shows that show people who are going through the gastric bypass that are 800 and 700 pounds, and I think to myself, well, surely I know I'm not there yet. I'm not even close to being there yet. So, you know, and then for a moment I think, is it necessary for me? Because I'm not nearly at the point where I'm not able to get out of bed. And then I realize, after seeing myself, how absolutely necessary it is for me. And not that I really ever had second thoughts about the surgery, because I still am 100% committed to that. But it's just interesting to think how I viewed myself very differently than I might view other people because of the number of our weight. And 244 is a significantly high number, and it translates in a visual very very clearly for me now. So I think it was good for me to see that starting point as well, so I can kind of get a marker for what I don't ever want to go back to. So I also wanted to talk a little bit about a couple of books that I checked out from the library. This one first is called Weight Loss Surgery, Is It Right for You? And it does go over, it's the complete guide to weight loss surgery with answers to important questions or something. The authors Meryl Cantor Goldberg, George Cohen Jr., William Y. Marcus, MD. I am still kind of going through this one, but I have found a couple of things in it that I did not find to be the case with me, and they were stating it as like absolute fact. And I'm trying to remember specifically what it was. Trying to remember because they were. I think it was talking about, before you go to see your primary care physician, like what steps you have to take, and there were things like seeing a psychologist or something. It was something like that. Seeing a psychologist before you speak with your primary care physician. That wasn't it specifically, but it was something like that where it was like, okay, well, that's not even. Not only does that not apply to me, but I don't think that's the way that it's done at all anymore. So I'm getting information from this, and I'm learning a little bit. And there was a list of questions to ask the surgeon that I did take a couple of questions from. But the other book that I got that I highly, highly recommend is by Garth Davis, MD, who is one of the surgeons from the TV show Big Medicine. It's called The Expert's Guide to Weight Loss Surgery. It's Is It Right for Me? What happens during surgery? How do I keep the weight off? And I am soaking this book up. There is so much information that I have found very useful. Through the information that I've learned, I have made a 4-page list of questions for my surgeon, the nutritionist, and for the psychologist, so that when I meet with them, I can ask some of the questions. And there's a lot that I'm learning about this, a lot about the diet, post-op. And if I go burping again, why do I always burp in my YouTube videos? I don't know. But it's very, there's a sense of humor to it, so you can kind of really tell that it's almost like you can hear him talking in the book as you're reading it, and so it seems very personal and very like down to earth, and it's not like all doctor terminology. And if he does have to use doctor terminology, he gives us an example of how that works in the real world and why that's important and that kind of stuff. So I would recommend checking this out at your local library or picking it up at a bookstore, because it's been a great source of excitement for me to continue to learn while I'm waiting for my next step meeting with the surgeon's office. So thank you again, you guys, for the wonderful support and comments that I've gotten. And I'm really enjoying listening to your journeys and keeping in touch with you guys and what you guys are doing. Also, I learned from somebody that I found very interesting. If you take your weight and you divide it by half, then the number that you come up with is the amount of water in ounces that you should be drinking a day. So by that calculation, at 244, that's 122 ounces, and I think 128 ounces is a gallon. So I should be drinking about a gallon of water a day. I have not even been coming close to that. So it's nice to have that guideline now that I know I have to reach, or kind of a goal that I can try and reach. So I just wanted to share that with you, because I thought that was, maybe everybody else in the world knows that except for me, but I thought that was pretty interesting and maybe helpful to you guys too. So you guys have a wonderful Sunday, a wonderful week, and a wonderful Merry Christmas. And I cannot wait to hear how you guys are doing through this next week. And keep in touch, and I'll talk to you soon. Talk to you later, YouTube. Bye.